All right, this is Eddie Rahx. I am starting my first ever show hosted by me. It's called Eddie Rahx, the live stream, and we are doing that right now. And I'm trying to get this live stream started. And here we go. We are going live with Eddie Rahx, the live stream. And this will be a show I'm going to try to do every day if I can, or at least most days. So let's see if I can get this set up and going. We're just starting the live stream. And as I'm starting the live stream, I'm going to go ahead and share it around just a little bit. Let me see if I can't get this shared to some of my other pages here. You know, when you do a live stream, you can share it across all of your different pages if you have multiple pages. And also, your friends can share it for you, and that's always fun. So here we go. We're looking at that. What was that? Is that a still? I don't know. Where's the still to? No, I don't know about that. But let's see if we can share the live stream. And I'm just going to copy the link, and then I go to my own Facebook page, and I paste it there. And then it should be on my personal page as well. So let me see if I can just do that. Command V is on the Apple, and I'm posting it. So hopefully people start to see the live stream. So welcome to Eddie Rahx, the live stream. This is a show I plan to do about 12 o'clock noon daily, if I can. I would try to get maybe just weekdays, maybe not on the weekends, but every weekday, if I could come on live at noon Eastern Standard Time. That's here in Savannah, because I am in the beautiful Savannah, Georgia. But we also have friends out in Hawaii, and so that would be 6 a.m. their time. Friends out in San Diego, and it would be, what would that be, 9 a.m. their time. And I've got some good friends in Dallas, Texas, and that would be, 11, because they're just an hour behind us here in Savannah. So welcome to Eddie Rahx, the live stream. Today, I am coming to you from my page, which is called Rahx Productions, and I'll just show you that page. It is it's a video business that I do, and that's why I'm actually doing these live streams. I'm going to be live streaming every day, so I get really good at it. I hope that, they say practice makes perfect, and I'm trying to really practice this and get good at live streaming for my clients. I have some wonderful clients, like we just did a live stream, my first live stream for McLean's Shallow Wells. And if you haven't been to McLean's Shallow Wells, maybe I could pull them up too. McLean's Shallow Wells is a shallow well business here in Savannah, and I'm going to try to find their page. But basically, they dig shallow wells mostly for irrigation. And it's really neat because you don't use the water from the Florida aquifer. You're using it from a different source. It's actually a surficial aquifer, so you're not really using the drinking water, and that helps save the planet, and it saves you a lot of money at the same time. So I encourage you to go over to McLean Shallow Wells and see some of my work. Here's the page. That's what it looks like. This is McLean Shallow Wells, and they are just a wonderful company. Here, I'll put the little thing in motion here. But you can come down here and see all kinds of videos, including that live premiere stream of The World of Wells. So The World of Wells is a documentary that we decided to do with him. So he has some good Facebook content, some Facebook, YouTube content that goes out there and tells the world about his business and about the science of shallow wells, which is really, Jim McLean's heart. Hydrology, water well, excuse me, I'm going to have to drink from time to time. Just a little bit of well water from my own deep well here in Savannah, Georgia. But moving along, we're also going to be taking some phone calls. I'm going to try to take phone calls today from our viewers, and I will give you that number in just a little bit. But for now, I just want to talk a little bit about some stuff that's kind of interest to me lately. And one is driving. And I'm wondering if anybody really learns to drive anymore. The young people, I don't know if it's, I don't know if that makes me sound real old, But my goodness, here in Savannah, we have the Truman Parkway. And what a nightmare that can be. You can just ride down this Truman Parkway and see the damage on all the rails from all the wrecks. You can see the long skid marks from people, you know, scooting across the highway as they wreck into a wall or the median or other cars. And it's really sad. The speed limit is 55, and you think if people just went 55, we'd all be safe. It's not crazy maybe to go 65. But if you're going like 90 miles per hour on the Truman Parkway, that's dangerous. And also going like 40 miles per hour on the Truman Parkway is dangerous. People don't realize going slow is also a something that is just dangerous. You're in a 55 mile per hour zone. If you're going 35, you're an obstacle. You're a possible thing that people are going to crash into. And it seems like people, when I say they don't know how to drive, this is not unique to Savannah. It's something I've seen all over. I've seen road rage in Hawaii when I lived there. I mean, people would get really upset. And no wonder, because the highway there is just a disaster. They have these freeways that are bumper to bumper traffic for hours. And it is just the most spirit killing experience I've ever been part of. I had this old island beater, is what we call it, just, a hoopty. And it was a big old car. It was a Delta 88. And it didn't have air conditioning. And you're sitting in that traffic, just in the fumes and just barely creeping along, wondering, is my car going to overheat? Is it just going to conk out right here? How would I even push this car off the road by myself? It has to weigh a ton. I mean, or several tons, I'm sure, like a 5-ton car. I don't know how much a Delta 88 weighs, but it was an old Delta 88, and it certainly was a risk on the highway. So I actually ended up getting a new car, thank Jesus, because I tell you what, without that, I think I could not have survived the trips back and forth from Mililani to Waikiki, because it would just take forever. And you could even try using the surface roads, the roads off of the highway. But in the end, it's still going to take about the same amount of time, and it's bad traffic on those as well. Now, in San Diego, I thought they had much better roads, and it flowed much better, but it could get backed up on the freeway there, too. And when you get up into Los Angeles, it becomes just a nightmare. Again, if you haven't seen it, you've probably seen it on television sometimes when it just backs up. And it just doesn't get any better as you go up north there. But in San Diego, I did like the road quality. They don't have the amount of rain that we have here in Savannah, so you don't have all the potholes and the damage from the rain. On the other hand, when it does rain, it does like lift up the oil and makes the road real slippery. So they're always praying for rain in California. Let's see. So if you like driving, I suggest you get educated somehow. I learned driving from my friend Stephen Haddon, God rest his soul. He just died a few years back, and he was a great driver. He actually drove in some enduro races, the race car, and it was great fun. I mean, he was he taught me some essential things that maybe race car drivers know. It's like if you accelerate into a turn, you have greater control of the car. Well, that's something that, you don't see in every book. Also, just kind of keeping the traffic tight. In other words, you should try to be not too far back from the other cars. If there's a line of cars, try to get in line with those cars. And that way it makes it easier for people to get in and out of the road. If you just stop unnecessarily to let people in and there's just 3 cars behind you, you should have just gone by that car, and in just a second they would have been able to pull out. It's unnecessary to let people out every time. It's very kind. I think it's a very nice thing to do, but in the end, it kind of just backs up the traffic, because then, maybe 4 more cars are going to stack up behind you while you wait for that car to pull up. And it just makes the traffic even more congested. So look into driving. If you really like driving and you want to drive a car, I suggest, learn some more about it. And not saying that I'm I know everything about driving. I probably, have made my fair share of mistakes, especially when I was younger. I've had several infractions and paid quite a few tickets over the years. So nobody's perfect, but I just think we need to maybe think a little bit more. And if you have some knowledge about driving, share it with some people. If you see that maybe they don't know how you can share that in love without offending somebody. But and if I've offended you today, please just leave it in the comments. I'm excited about today's show. And really, one of the things I want to do is let people know that we can do this live streaming and really get better at it. Because Rahx Productions is my little business that I'm doing. And what I want to do with these productions is I want to help you and your small business get some advertising out there. Because in today's world, you know, advertising on television and radio is very, very expensive. Of course, that's probably your best advertising is advertising on television or even radio. But now, you know, the future of television is unclear. I don't know how many people watch television still. I have gotten to where I don't watch live television. I don't even watch like our live local channels anymore. I actually just get everything from the internet. You know, you can go to their websites. I can go to WTOC's website. I can go to WJCL's website, WSAV's website. I actually have our local PBS as an app on my Apple TV, so I can watch PBS right there on my Apple TV. YouTube, of course, is a great way to watch television. You've got Hulu. Netflix is an excellent service, and so is the HBO Max. They have all kinds of crazy stuff. One of the ones I've been watching on there is this show called Raised by Wolves. And if you have seen it, that's some crazy stuff. But HBO and Max are always good for that, if not for depravity. Because a lot of the shows on Netflix and HBO are left-leaning and sometimes really depraved. I don't know. Certainly violent. But I guess that's okay. You know, Americans are getting used to violence, it seems. You know, making the videos for people, it's part of what I'm trying to do is kind of create content. You know, nobody wants to watch a commercial. Even if I'm watching YouTube and I see a commercial, I tend to just kind of skip over it because they let you skip over the commercials. And I would skip over a commercial, and they're all typically, 15, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. But on Facebook and YouTube and other like streaming services like DLive and all, you can just give content. And like I'm doing with the Shallow Wells, where we're doing the actual documentary, just kind of learn all about the science of wells. And this is very important because, you know, if you don't know what your water source is, it would be a good time to learn. I'm telling you right now, the water quality in this country needs to be maintained. And some of the other videos I make, I do some real estate videos for Magnolia Coastal Properties. Magnolia Coastal Properties is based in Richmond Hill. And if you want to rent, buy, or sell a house in Richmond Hill, you would want to go to Magnolia Coastal Properties. Go to their Facebook and check it out. They do property management, and I think that's pretty neat. So if you want to rent your property and you just don't want to bother with it, like say it's maybe you don't live, you're moving away, you don't live in this town, you don't live in Richmond Hill or Savannah or the surrounding area, and you want to rent that home, but you're far away, you've moved up to New York or something, you can get Magnolia Coastal Properties to rent that property for you and manage the whole thing, the collection of rent, kind of overseeing the property, making sure it's taken care of. And, you know, they also help you find a good person to rent the property, somebody secure. And that's always important, to have people on your property that care about the property, or at least aren't going to be damaging it. Or littering. Another thing that happens on the Truman Parkway, litter. It's insane. I've never seen so much litter in my life as on the Truman Parkway. It's just people just throw stuff out their cars. In fact, in front of my house. And let's do the traffic cam. Let's go out and see what the traffic's like outside there. We can see that it's a beautiful day. It's getting heavy there. There were two cars, but you know, it's a pretty busy time right now after 12 p.m. here in Savannah, Georgia. And People litter right in front of my house. I pick up all kinds of stuff from in front of my home all the time. I mean, liquor bottles, just soda cans. I got an entire Carrie Hilliard's takeout box, just, you know, that huge box. Are you going somewhere where there is no garbage can? I wonder. You know, and I look at the litter, especially around apartment buildings and some of the projects like Yamacraw Village, and you wonder, why is nobody picking up this garbage? I'm astounded. If I lived in an apartment building and outside my door there was just garbage everywhere, I think I would pick it up. I'd just take a bag and go out there and pick it up. I mean, I know it's not my garbage. I would probably resent doing it every day. I resent having to pick up the garbage outside of the road. I mean, heck, you know, if you just leave it there, it's just makes your property look trashy. It makes your home look dirty. And do you want to live dirty? Maybe some people do. I don't. I don't want bugs and dirt and filth and odors and stuff. I want a nice, clean home that smells fresh, and I want some a beautiful, if not beautiful landscaping, but at least maintained to some degree. I mean, my property or where I live, it's not always mowed perfectly or raked perfectly, but it's not a crazy jungle out there either. So, you know, you've got to kind of put an effort into it and try to clean up. And I certainly clean up the trash that's in front of my home because it's endless. And people who litter don't litter. You know, we did a song with a puppet, another production we did through the Savannah Ogeechee Canal. And boy, the Savannah Ogeechee Canal. Have you ever seen their website? Go to SavannahOgeecheeCanal.com and you will see a beautiful, beautiful website. I think it's .com. It might be .org. Let me go see where that is. It's funny because actually the guy who put this together, where's the canal website? Yeah, it's .org. SavannahOgeecheeCanal.org. I'll show you that. This is kind of what it looks like. It's a beautiful website. And they have just a beautiful natural environment there. And we do a presentation with a there's Connie. But anyway, Connie, the canoe lady, runs the place, and there's a little frog character. Where is that frog character? He is a character. He is indeed. Let's see, there he is, Beauregard Tree Frog, and Beauregard has his own Facebook page too, and you can go there or go to the Savannah Ogeechee Canal Facebook page and see his little song. Me and Connie and some friends wrote a little song called "Don't Litter," and you know, encourage people not to litter. Encourage your kids not to litter. Goodness gracious, teach your children that is just horrible. I don't know who doesn't want to teach their children that, but it's something seriously wrong with people who litter. I don't understand it at all. I don't know where you're going. There is not a garbage can, a trash receptacle. If you're walking down the street and you see litter, pick it up and put it, if there's a garbage can right there. Somebody please, you know, in the park and the squares or whatever, just pick up the piece of garbage and put it in the garbage can. And if people see you doing that, maybe it'll catch on. Because really, it's a shame they throw it down in the first place. But maybe if we could start picking it up. There's a lot going wrong with this country. And we see it. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of confusion. 2020 has been one of the worst years of my life. I tell you, I'm so sad about losing my best friend, Shane. And I was going to kind of try to get to that. Shane was just a super guy. He was so funny. Let's see if I can get to where I had a post here. On my own page. Where is it? Oh. And I just want to thank everybody who sent their best wishes and condolences. Right there, I had this post. There it is, right there. This post of Shane and me out on the boat this summer, and all of my friends on Facebook, all of my family, so nice to really to reach out and say very nice things on that post. And I want to thank everybody for doing that. You know, We're losing a lot of good people. Eddie Van Halen just passed away. And, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died. And that is become something super controversial now because they're trying to get somebody else on the court. And we heard a lot of talk about that in the debate last night. Last night was the vice presidential debate. And it was a lot calmer than the presidential debate. I have to say that. I was glad they were sitting down. I mean, maybe that helps keep people calm. But it was nice to hear stuff presented, if not a lot of great substance. One of the things they asked, and I thought this was interesting, it was about China. And the lady asked, "Is what do you call it? What is China? How do you view China? Are they our friends, our partners, our competitors, our enemy?" And I would say, we're in competition with China. They're the other great power, economic power on this planet, and so we're definitely in competition. And since the things that's been going on in the trade war, I'd say maybe an enemy at times. But I know this: communism is is an enemy. I think communism is my enemy. I do not want to be in a communist country. I don't want to lose the basic freedoms of speech, the freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. These are inalienable rights. And that this means that these are rights granted to us by God. I don't think these are up for popular vote. And if you do, I don't know why. That Bill of Rights is solid. People say, "Oh, the Constitution's fluid and it's a living document." Well, you can amend the Constitution, but you can't take away our rights. I mean, I can see, if anything, granting more rights, but taking away rights. Every law written seems to take away a freedom. And, how many freedoms can we lose before we're just not allowed to do anything? 1984, that book, 1984, if you haven't read it, I'll read that, a great work of science fiction. And my favorite work of science fiction is Dune by Frank Herbert. And the movie was supposed to be out just like this December. And they announced yesterday it's pushed back an entire year. It's not going to be till October of 2021 that Dune is going to be on the screen. The Denis Villeneuve is the guy who is directing that, and it looks really good. He did the second part of Blade Runner, the sequel to Blade Runner, and you saw how beautiful that was. He just has a beautiful style, and I can't wait to see Dune. And I love that story. If you haven't read Dune, there's 6 books written by Frank Herbert in the Dune series, and every one of them is great. It slows down in the second and third book, but really, you get to the 4th book, it gets crazy, which is called The God Emperor of Dune. And by the 5th and 6th books, I just thought it was really, really good. It's intense. It's not a lot of action so much, but really a lot of good drama, and the philosophy expressed in it. It's very thought provoking. I'd say it's thought provoking. It just kind of opens your mind to some new ideas. And I know it's hard for us to do new ideas or kind of hear some of it, but I think it's something we need to start doing more often, listening to other people and listen to what they have to say. Of course, some of us are, you're not going to change everybody's mind. Don't think you are. Just sharing some information, at least maybe provides clarity where they can understand where you're coming from, and maybe it's not so bad a place as they think it is. Certainly, with like China, or the other topic that I thought was interesting they brought up was abortion, and neither one of these seems to have really gotten answered, except for the basic thing that Kamala Harris said that she was pro-choice, and the vice president, Mike Pence, said that he was pro-life. Now, I'm a Christian, so I'm pro-life. And a lot of people say, "Oh, what's the argument that, the sanctity of life?" And of course, I believe in the sanctity of life. Some people obviously don't believe that that an unborn baby is a life, which is interesting. I don't know when people believe it becomes a life. I guess not. Some people believe not until birth. which is interesting because I'm telling you right now, if they found a microbe on the planet Mars, they would say they found life. And but the baby in the womb, not a life. And I have a little different take on this, and this may be kind of controversial. And I tell you what, we can even take some phone calls. I'll give you the phone number. Let's see. You can go to Rahx Productions, my page on Facebook, and find the number. But I'm going to tell it to you now. Let's see. Why is it not there? Yeah, well, anyway, it's 912-308-1927. That's 912-308-1927. And I have the phone here. Let me make sure it's all working. Oh. Okay, what should ring for me if you want to give me a call. Now, if you do call, please, we're just going to kind of keep it clean. If you have something you want to express or you just want to talk to me live on Facebook, that's fun. But you would also have to turn down any volume. If you're watching this live, you need to turn it down. But please give me a call if you want to discuss this and we can talk about it on air. My thing about abortion, I guess you may never have heard this, but this is what I'm thinking. I think we need more Americans than ever. I think we need to have 1 billion Americans if we're going to compete against 1 billion Chinese. I mean, 1 billion Americans raised in the American belief that we have the freedom of speech, that we have the right to bear arms, that we have the freedom of religion. In China, they don't have this. They don't have the freedom of speech or freedom of religion. You can get thrown in prison over religion or for something you say. And that seems outlandish to us, but there's 1 billion people being raised up in that philosophy, just in that country alone. And I think freedom is a gift from God. He gives us that choice whether or not we want to live and walk a path of light, or do we want to walk in a path of darkness and ignorance? And I think it would be a great thing to have 1 billion Americans. Now, the arguments against this are, I think, somewhat shallow. They say things like, let me think. That the world is overpopulated. There's too many people on the planet. And I don't know. There's too many people on the planet. I think there's not enough Americans. That's what I think. There's not enough people in living the true freedom of America. And I believe America is the last truly free country. I don't think you have the freedom of speech like we have here in countries like Germany, because they have laws against hate speech, which is crazy because that's just speech. I mean, what is hate speech? Just anything you disagree with? That's insane. I mean, you don't have the right to not be offended in America. It may be offensive to you, but, just say words will never hurt me. Try that. And think about that. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I loved when Dave Chappelle had that last special called Sticks and Stones. What a great title. What a great title. Just is everything cannot be offensive to you. And when we talk about abortion, I mean, man, that lights people up. But really, this is the wealthiest country on the planet. We can feed 1 billion people. Heck, we help feed the Chinese. There's plenty of food on this planet. As a Christian, one of the things I hear from people, they'll say, why does God let those people in Africa starve? Well, my answer is God isn't letting them starve. We are. Because there is plenty of food on this planet. There's oceans full of fish. I mean, just continents covered in green life. There's even something to eat probably in the desert, some lizard or some cactus or something. I'm telling you, there's food abundant on this planet. And we can certainly feed more people. That's not a problem. Where would they live? Technology is expanding our possibilities in living all the time. I mean, look at high-rise buildings. Look at how these towers reach into the clouds and can house, thousands upon thousands of people, and almost their own tower city. Sometimes you don't even have to leave the tower. There's everything you need in there. Probably a grocery store, clothes, and fresh water, and all of that is available in America. And if we need, if for some reason there wasn't enough land or not enough towers, I mean, technology is it going to take us into the ocean? How about cities under the water? We hear about it in science fiction. How far away are we from that? I mean, everybody's walking around with a computer in their pocket. How far are we from living in the ocean or over the ocean? Towers anchored down in the ocean and reaching high above it. I would just like to see more Americans of every kind, and it's funny because people are willing to import foreigners, with immigration. And I don't have anything against legal immigration, but it's you say we can take many more people from around the world, all the poor from around the world, but we can't have more kids of our own. And a lot of times they say because the poverty. Oh my goodness, these kids they would live in poverty. What is poverty in the United States? I'm telling you right now, the level of wealth that we have is unbelievable. I think I'm richer than King David in the Bible, King Solomon. I have running water. I have a flushing toilet. I have electric lights. I have a computer in my pocket. I have a computer on my desk. I have an iPad. I have, a computer. I don't know how many computers are in my car. There's got to be quite a few just running that. But what a great thing to have an automobile. I mean, I don't even have to feed the horse. I just have to pump the gas. But, this we are living in unprecedented wealth. There's no saying that we can't have more children. And I believe in the sanctity of life. I believe these are living persons inside the woman's body. And I guess, you can take a stand on it. You can say whatever you want. People, always argue about this, the woman's right to choose, because that's what we've done. We've just made it like the woman's right to choose according to the Roe versus Wade. And the law, Biden said like 2 days ago, he said in a tweet that he would make Roe versus Wade the law of the land. In other words, abortion would be the law of the land. In the wealthiest country on the planet, we would just have abortion as law. And, if that were to happen, I think this nation would be cursed. I just don't know how. I can't see like great blessings flowing over people who approve the wholesale murder of the unborn children. I don't know how that could happen. I would think then there is no just God, but I believe in a righteous God, and I believe in holiness, and not that I'm, and being a Christian, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I don't make mistakes. I'm still growing every day and learning and growing as a new creature in Christ. But I know this: I had come to change my mind over time about abortion. At one time, I was for abortion, and I had suggested to somebody that they might consider abortion because they were going to be an unwed mother. And I thought, what are the stigma on you? How horrible is it going to be? Are people in your family going to shun you? Is this child, I said the same thing, is going to have any kind of future without a father? The father had taken off out of town. And it turns out that child, she did have the child. And that child grew up to be one of the best people I've ever met on this planet. And all without his real father in his home, but he had his grandfather and other men in the community, in the church, and all to look up to and to be a father figure, or at least a male role model for him. And, Jesus makes a way. And he would make a way for these children. Now, some may fall through the cracks. I'm not saying everybody's going to have a perfect life, but at least they have the chance at life, and they have a chance to to make something of themselves. And if you take away that chance, I don't know. I just think it's not a good thing. And I guess I don't want to pound that into the ground. If you're watching right now, at Rahx Productions, I like to make videos for small businesses. And if you have a small business, I want you to go to my Facebook page, drop me a message there, or even call the number and leave a message on the phone, because that is a company number. I don't have a secretary. So just leave a message and I will get back to you. Tell me what you're talking about. If you'd like to see some of our work, you can go to the Magnolia Coastal Properties. Some of my videos are there. All the videos on McLean Shallow Wells, those are videos that I made. I did the videos for Sandfly Locksmith. Now, this locksmith is amazing. I thought, what kind of locksmith videos would you make? Again, not just commercial, but the thing is, people don't know what the modern locksmith does. And it cracks me up because, today the cars are like my car is a push button. It has an electronic key. But when these people, when people call up and they want a key, they think that the locksmith can't make them a key because they have an electronic key. Well, that's what the locksmith does today. It's a modern locksmith. They're security specialists. I mean, locks have changed over time from, you remember skeleton keys and stuff like that. Well, we went to, the more advanced keys. There's high security keys. There are the electronic keys. And these keys, of course, they can make these keys. One story and in a video, we told how, if you went to the beach down at Tybee and you dropped your key in the ocean, your fob floats away into the ocean, and then you're out there. Your option would be to call a tow truck, maybe to get towed off. If you could break into your car, but if you don't have a key to start it, then that won't really help you. So how could you get another key? You can call Sandfly Locksmith, and they have mobile workshops. They actually take a van with all the computers and stuff in it, and they ride out to you, and they program a new key for your car right there, and you can just press the button and start your car and drive home. And they're doing that through a dealership or something. I mean, the dealership will probably have you tow the car to the dealership to do it. I don't know if they have a mobile workshop. Think about that. They couldn't come out to you. You'd have to pay that extra charge for towing, and that can be a lot from Tybee because there's one road in and one road out. And I highly suggest you look at their videos. Very, very informative. They tell you a lot about what they do, and it's exciting. It's exciting. The world of locksmithing. I've learned so much. Like the world of wells, it's just amazing what you learn. And I've also made some music videos, just here and there. Nothing great in that department. I'm really looking to work with businesses and get good content to talk about what you do. In real estate, we get to use the drone a lot, which is fun. I do have a drone, and it takes 4K images from the sky, and that's beautiful. And of course, we have live stream. We can live stream with multiple cameras. You can see, like, I've got the traffic cam. Look at that. No rope. Is there traffic? No. Oh, there's a car. All right. Yeah. So there's still traffic out there, but we can do up to like 4 cameras live. That's crazy. We can do that. And we can do that with you. Of course, you need good internet wherever you're at. And we would love to work with you on that if that's something you're into. Or just making video content that explains, your business. We can make videos to train your employees, or really, and kind of train your customers. If they don't know the process that you do, maybe you need to explain that process to them. And that's the kind of videos that we can make for you. I have another job, and it's getting to where business, I don't know why I'm getting only like 2 days a week to work. And so with that, I really need to do something that I'm good at, which is making these videos. And I continue to work on it. I continue to try to make them better and better. I've got access to royalty-free music that we can use in your videos. I've got access to stock footage that we can use that's paid for, that I pay for annually. I pay for all of this, and it's available to you. So if you'd like to get your small business making some really good videos, I'm your guy. I can do it, and we can do it at an affordable price. Now, as for pricing, it's kind of depends on what you need. You know, we just kind of have to look at it together. And what I like to do is a monthly subscription, if it were, and we would then collect a fee from you monthly, and then every month you would get some fresh content, or we could help manage your website. Now, I do websites. I build websites on the Wix platform, and I don't use any other platform. I just do the Wix websites. And if you want one of those, I can make them beautiful. You saw the one there from this Van Canal, but I also do the website for McLean Shallow Wells. So maybe I can pull that one up too. What a beautiful website he has. I tell you, the videos on there too. You can see videos. I don't do the website, but I do the videos for Crystal Beer Parlor, which has got to be the best restaurant in Savannah. If you've never eaten at Crystal Beer Parlor, I tell you, you should get over there because that is some good food. So the website for McLean Shallow Wells is shallowwells.com, which was amazing. We got that name. But here's what that looks like. It's this beautiful website. And you can click on watch video here, and it'll take you down to a video where Mr. McLean explains all of what he does. And he will tell you, about the services and how it can save you money and protect the environment. And then we also have other videos on here that, let me just kind of go down. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. We talk about his services. He gives you a little bit about his background in this one, and just tells you all about where he came from and how he learned his craft. And these are fun. They're fun to make, and they're fun to watch. Your friends will love them, and hopefully it gets your business out there a little bit. So go in and check out some of my work. And if you'd like to hire me to make some video for you, I would love to do it. And it's really easy. Just go to Rahx Productions on Facebook, or call me at that number on the Rahx Productions Facebook. All right. Well, I think that's enough of blabbering from me today. So I'm going to get back with you again tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. That'll be 6 a.m. in Hawaii. That'll be 9 a.m. in San Diego, California. It's going to be just 11 a.m. in Dallas, Texas. So please look for me tomorrow as we will live stream again. And I want to live stream every day until I just get this like second nature. And I just want to make sure it looks good, it sounds good. And we're going to keep working at it. And I'm going to try to do more multi-camera shots, try to maybe even do another little show. I do a show called the Monster Jam. It's the most excellent musical Monster Jam here in Savannah. And we might start doing that live. It'd be fun. We haven't made one in quite some time. But this is Eddie Rahx, the live stream, signing off.